guys, it's time to dive into our letter grades this evening. We're going to start with the offense first. Ohio State yesterday had 208 passing yards, 149 rushing yards for a total of 357 yards of offense. That was good for 5.8 yards per play. They had 23 first downs. They were 6 of 10 on third downs, which is pretty good, 60%. Plus, they were 1 of 2 on fourth downs. So give them 7 out of 10 drives. Or 7 out of 10 attempts on third or fourth down. They converted. That's really good. Time of possession was 31 minutes and 55 seconds. They did have the one turnover there on special teams that was alluded to earlier. We're going to start with you first, Alex. Give me an offensive letter grade.
Slow start, strong finish. Should have been a game we should have easily scored 30 plus points in, given the fact that Washington's pass defense was absolute dog water. Um, but the strong finish and leaving a touchdown out there on that fourth down on a play that should have been up the gut instead of running into the B gap or something like that. I'm thinking, why are we running sideways on this play? But being the first road environment, we kind of heard that it was going to be a similar game plan to Texas, and it sure looked like it for at least a half. I'll go B.
Fair enough. Corey, your offensive letter grade.
Alex, I can't believe you. I know I went B too. I'm just kidding. Well, okay. I want to do a caveat for this. I think we're seeing Ryan Day change his complete um, how he thinks about offense in the last few years, especially 2023. It started with that. The clock rules have changed in college football, and you get less possessions. He's clearly going to more game management, ball control offense than what he used to have. We can go deep, we can make the big plays, but but we're an offense now that if they put too high safety, we don't have to attack. We can dink and dunk them to death, and we showed that. And we got a quarterback who makes really good reads. He can really see the field, and it's really helpful when you have that when you get into those tight spaces in the red zone. He wasn't really good at it against Ohio, but I think he improved yesterday or showed a lot of improvement. Um, but why not higher? Well, they scored 24. They did control the tempo. They had long sustained drives. I think one was 11 plays for 75 yards, like on their second touchdown. But they left points on the field. They failed 4th and 1. I will maintain they got the first down and third down, but whatever. That was ridiculous to me, but whatever. Got to get over it. Some protection lapses. Settling for a field goal on a short field. Passing game was efficient, not explosive. Sayan was a good manager. Downfield vertical threat really hasn't fully opened up consistently. But again, they could have been playing too. I don't have the all 22. They probably could have been playing too high all day for all I know. I know that on the Jeremiah Smith touchdown, they were playing quarters. So it's like, who knows? Why not lower? Offense did its job in the modern game. That's what I was just talking about. It's a new clock rule is 24 points paired with this defense. It's more than enough to win these games. Sustain drives, protect the football, and keep the ball out of Damon Williams' hands. Don't give him more opportunities. That was a big key for this offense. So I think they did their job, but it could have been better.
Red, you're off.
Let me
Go
push
ahead,
back
Alex.
real quick
Sure.
because he mentioned that Julian Sayin sees the field well. I think he sees the field well short to medium distance. That downfield still.
A little late on it. I agree. Yeah.
Because Jeremiah Smith was wide open on a play or two yesterday. We got it. We got to get him to see the downfield a little bit better. But
Red, offensive letter grade.
So again, if you follow me on my YouTube channel, you know I'm a very cynical son of a gun, and I'm gonna play a little bit down here. I'm gonna give the offense a C plus passing grade, but a C plus. Here's why. Okay, yeah, Julian Sayin overall, yeah, solid day. He went 22 for 28, fairly accurate. 208 yards passing, not a bad day at the offense. No picks, great. We lost a fumble on a turnover. We didn't really run the ball as well as we could have, I think, personally. the late start in the game really concerns me. It really concerns me considering we cannot. Yeah, you can start late against Washington. That's a program that's been rebuilding for a while ever since they made that run in 23 to the national title and they lost their head coach. They're going to be on to bigger and better things. They're going to get tougher and tougher as the year goes on. They're in great hands over there in Seattle. So, yeah, it was going to be a slightly tougher game, but not that tough. If you're going to compete and defend the national championship and you're going to say that this team is going to make a run for a back-to-back claim for the national title, you need to come out against teams like this and sock them in the mouth on that first drive. And if you don't, it doesn't matter who you're going to play. All of a sudden, that team has a little bit of hope. They have a little bit of a drive. Like, hey, maybe we might have a chance against Brutus here. They played overall a fine game. I thought they were effective. The fumble wasn't on the offense. Okay,
it was special teams.
I misremembered. I thought I saw a fumble on the offense. Forgive me. Like I said, I was out of town this weekend, so I'm trying my best to keep everything in line here because I wasn't able to watch the whole game live. So thank you for the correction. Okay, but either way, still the slow start's really what's digging me there. I'm going to say a high C plus. Still a C plus, but a high C plus.
Fair enough. Let's flip it over to the other side of the ball here now. Look at the defense. The defense allowed 173 passing yards. They only allowed 61 rushing yards. Now, obviously, with all the sacks they had, that's negative rushing yardage to that. But coming into this game, Washington was one of the leading teams running the football in the Big Ten. So, major kudos. And defensive line, best game they've played all year, in my opinion, hands down. So want to say that and make sure that that's well known. For 234 total yards of offense, a team that was averaging, I don't know, it was like almost 500 or more yards per game. 4.4 yards per play. They got 15 first downs, or the defense gave up first downs. Here's the stat of the day. Coming into this game, Washington was 75% on third downs, ladies and gentlemen. That's sick. Yesterday, 1 of 11 on third downs. Way to go, defense. Oh, and yeah, by the way, on fourth down, 1 of 3. They got off the field, and time of possession for Washington was 28 minutes, 5 seconds. They didn't create a turnover, but it's hard to create turnovers when you're creating a lot of 3 and outs. 6 and outs, 5 and outs, whatever. It's hard to get turnovers when you're just making them punt all the time. 1 of 11 on third down with a team that was 70% converting on third down this season. Wow. Letter grade, Alex, for the defense.
My biggest question is who's going to score double digits on us first? I don't know at this point. Minnesota, probably not, unless we really screw up. We got Wisconsin after that. That's probably an easy under 10 points. Illinois, maybe. I mean, that might be the first one, and that would be pretty disgustingly great. We have the team up north allowed more points in one loss to Oklahoma than we've allowed all year so far. And we played the former number 1 team in the country, who's still a top 10 team. And we played a high-powered Washington offense who had 3 players graded and 88 plus on PFF and all that stuff. Just great offense. And we shut it all down. I'm going to just give them an A. And I'm only going to give them an A because A, no turnovers, and B, because I felt that our soft spots in the zone got exposed a little bit at times. But outside of that, I'll take what Red said. It's a high A. It's almost right there to being an A plus, even close to an A plus, because if they just got a turnover and not got shredded here and there during that game, I'd have no gripes. But I got to be a little critical because some other teams down the line might take even more advantage of that, and we can't have that. So, but Matt Patricia, Spartan fans and Wolverine fans told me relentlessly, you will hate that hire. He's been, and then he breaks. He had nothing to do with the Patriots' 3 Super Bowls that he won as their defensive coordinator. That was all Bill Belichick. He sucks. Just because he was the head coach of the Lions, he sucks. I'm still waiting for him to suck.
If an alien were to come down and you would say Bill Belichick's the greatest coach of all time, and you compare him to Matt Patricia, the alien would look at us and say, "Are you sure?" Like right now, looking at what's going on over there at North Carolina and Columbus, Ohio. Wow. Corey, your letter grade for this defense, my friend.
I give them an A. It was domination. When they hired Matt Patricia and I did a lot of reading on him, I figured, okay, we're going to be a little annoyed at times because they're going to give up a lot of yards and it's going to be hard to get off the field at times, but they won't allow a lot of points, I don't think. Far exceeding my expectations. He's smothering offenses, and the points per game right now is on pace with two national title teams in the last couple of years, the team up north in Georgia. So it's pretty insane right now. They're one of you mentioned the third downs. That's ridiculous. 6 sacks. That QB to negative 28 yards is ridiculous. Smothered the middle of the layered zone looks. Patricia's a mad scientist with what he has. Crazy thing is he loves the cover 1 robber. He loves that. He's also doing cover 3 with the zone on the robber. He's disguising who the robber is because who can be the robber on this team? Caleb Downs, Jalen McClain, Lorenzo Styles, Avril Reese, Sonny Styles. I said Sonny Styles, right? No, Lorenzo Styles and Sonny Styles. We got like 6 guys who can play that robber. He can disguise it on every play and confuse the quarterback as long as containing them and getting rid of their sight lines with the cage, what he plays. What he did with Williams yesterday was ridiculous. No, it helps when McDonald and Curry become beast. That definitely helps. But just unreal what they're doing. I'll give them an A, not an A plus, because there was some chunk plays we gave up. Obviously, 34-yard run. The seam was open a little bit. I think that was a trade-off, but still, you don't like to see it all. But he kept them out of the end zone. A team that I think weren't they averaging 55 points a game or something stupid that?
It was sick, yeah.
6 points at home. Matt, take a bow.
Yeah. Red, your defensive letter grade.
I mean, it's the easiest freaking A you could possibly give a team. I mean, if you can't give this defense an A after that performance on Saturday, then you don't know what an A is worth. And I agree. I want to give them an A plus. The fact that they didn't cause turnovers and the chunk plays that happened here and there definitely take that down. If it was a shutout, then I would immediately say A plus. But it just kind of this game is just a reflection of the overall trend that this defense has had since we started the season, not counting Grambling State, because that would not be fair to pick on poor FCS Grambling State. We've averaged giving up a touchdown a game. That is darn near perfect. You can't ask for much better from a defense. You're averaging across all 4 games. We're averaging 5 points a game. The 3 games that are actually against FBS, that includes Texas, 7 points a game right now. Yesterday, again, you just shut down a high-scoring, high-powered Washington team that has been running roughshod over their first few opponents of the season, including Washington State putting up 59 on them, I think it was. It's almost an A plus. You take away a few chunk plays, you cause a turnover or 2, it's an A plus. You cause a shutout, it's an A plus. Anytime a defense is able to successfully keep an offense out of the end zone, you're getting an A grade somewhere in there. It doesn't matter what else is going to happen at that point in the game. It's an A.
100%. Yeah, that's this might be the first time in a while, guys, we've given the defense A's across the board.
Can I add one thing?
Sure, Corey, go for it.
Nick Saban is praising how Patricia is disguising his back 7.
Shocker.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Jeez. Oh, that's a terrible one.
I love it. I love it.
That was a complete accident, but I love that Alex picked up on it.
I keep seeing people say it, and I'm like, yeah, that fits. I like that.